Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Good to see you. Last day of July is today. So we're going to see how it goes. What's going on? Let's see who's here in the chat. Mr. Rude Puts, as always, appreciate you. We have Carl Coates, Game with Smokey Dan. Why did my music stop? What is happening? No background music's killing me. All right, Sadie, sometimes. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Condibits, Alex Petro. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Zach Berman, Dan R. We have Mr. Geek of All Trades. We're actually going to be watching a video from Mr. Geek of All Trades this morning. I'm going to watch some of it, and then you guys have to watch the rest yourself. But, well, I want to get your thoughts on it. It's kind of interesting and kind of, I'm gonna keep my opinion aside, I guess, and we'll just talk about it while it's going on. Dave's FinTech. What's up, buddy? Leo Lustig, Dom G. My man, Leo Lustig. I still need to open your poster. I apologize. I haven't done that yet, but I will do that at some point today. I'll at least put a short out of it and get it in a video later. All right, let's get into this. What do we look like today over on the market? We have 29,436. I still kind of want to see a 25,000 Bitcoin just for a little bit so I can buy some more. But I don't know. It's been hanging around 29, so I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. I'm kind of interested to see if Litecoin will affect anything else. I highly doubt it, but it'd be kind of neat to, see it actually push something a different direction. Ethereum 1870. We have Litecoin right now is at 93 bucks, and the halving is in 2 days. And I forgot to bring up the calendar, but I will do that shortly. Sorry, the countdown, not the calendar. Dogecoin is at 8 cents, just about. So I'm wondering if either of those are going to be affected as well. But we'll get into that in just a second. Crypto bubbles. Let's see what's the top earner of the day. What do we got? This is the day. This is the day. BSV, Bitcoin SV. Interesting. Are any of you guys into this Bitcoin SV? Let me know in the chat. Bitcoin SV was one of those coins where it was like BCH, Bitcoin SV, and a few others that, like, I never purchased Bitcoin SV, but I was always wondering if I should, and I just I never did back in the day, and I just honestly forgot all about it. I forgot it even existed. Nah, it's Garbo. It says Overboard Tech. Perfect. All right, makes sense. Good. Me neither. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index, see what we're looking like today on a happy Monday. 50, dead center, neutral. Been neutral for freaking months, it feels like, anyways. All right, let's see. Top 10 coins by coin market cap. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, XRP, USD Coin, Lotto Staked Ether, Dogecoin, Cardano, and Solana. Litecoin is in 12th. We have Tron just above that. So I don't know. I wonder if this will be able to catch back up to Solana, but Solana's been it's been pumping lately. It's kind of strange. All right, let's get into this. So the truth about the Litecoin halving. I haven't had a chance to completely watch this all the way through. I do want to see what Mr. Altcoin Daily has to say about it. So if you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask while we do this. And without further ado, let's get into it. And some music actually might sound familiar here.
Demand for Litecoin is the same, then the price should go up.
In a few short days, Litecoin and the network is about to go through its halving. And on the eve of this historic event, Charlie Lee, creator of Litecoin, gave his bold prediction on how this will affect you if you hold Litecoin.
As the creator of Litecoin, what is your take on the effects and the anticipation of the block halving? And talk about it from Litecoin's perspective, and maybe you can also share your perspective on Bitcoin itself, since Bitcoin will have a halving next year.
Now, both of these gentlemen are notable founders in the cryptocurrency space. This is taken from Bobby Lee's podcast, and Bobby Lee is the founder of Bally Wallet, and yes, they're brothers.
One thing is people...
Does anybody use Bally Wallet? I didn't even know that was a thing. I never heard about it till right now.
are always surprised when they find out that you and I are actually brothers. Do you get that? Do you get that reaction, or is it just me?
Yeah, especially initially, like many years ago. But now, every now and then, people are still surprised.
And before we get to Charlie Lee's predictions, in 60 seconds...
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't have expected them to be, or suspected them to be brothers. So right now, this is A2, by the way.
Or less. What exactly is Litecoin's halving? Well, just like Bitcoin, this halving event for Litecoin happens every 4 years and programmed directly into the code. And while Litecoin's initial block reward was 50 LTC at the beginning of its...
There it is, 50, 25, 12.5, and 6.25. It's going right down to where Bitcoin is. It's crazy, right?
Existence, meaning 50 Litecoin were mined into existence roughly every 2.5 minutes. The current Litecoin block reward today is 12.5 LTC, and after the halving, in a few days, the block reward will be 6.25 LTC. the last Litecoin halving will not happen until over 100 years from now. And why is this even a thing?
Right.
What's the significance of any halving for Bitcoin or Litecoin? And then when all the halvings are done, what happens to Litecoin?
The reason why there is a halving is so that the eventual supply of Bitcoin and Litecoin is fixed, right? So for Bitcoin, it's 21 million. For Litecoin, it's 4 times that, 84 million total. So every 4 years, the amount of Litecoin being mined gets halved. So it's asymptotically reaches 84 million over the next few hundred years. At the end of it, each block would produce 1 Satoshi, or in Litecoin's case, 1 Litoshi. And then after that, there won't be any new mining rewards. And
one Litoshi, that's what they call it. I didn't even know that.
The idea is that at that point, fees will take over, right? There will be enough usage on chain, creating enough fees that the fees will be enough to pay the miners to continue to help secure the network. And Satoshi chose 4 years block halving so that it gives it enough time for the network to grow and enough time for the fees to eventually take over, right? If the block halving is done too quickly, let's say
if all the Litecoins or all the Bitcoins came out too fast.
Yeah, so if it's every month, if the blocks get halved, then all the mining rewards would be given away too soon, before the network has time to establish and before the fees marketplace has time to establish.
So the reason for roughly every 4 years is because of
It's so weird that he keeps using the same music, but this is the countdown now, just so you guys know. It's, well, apparently or supposedly to Nice Hash. I feel like they're always wrong, to be honest, right? It's 1 day, 22 hours, it says here, but on the Litecoin block reward halving, it shows 2 days, 9 hours. So I don't know, it's close enough, but still, I feel like this number always goes up every time a halving's coming. So there's that. Just wanted to show you guys that.
It's done quicker, too quickly, that could ruin the security of the network. And Dogecoin used to have halvings. And those halvings, because they did happen differently, they happened much faster, and it did, in a way, compromise the network's security.
Actually, speaking of that, that's exactly what happened with Dogecoin.
Until 2015, Dogecoin halvings happened every 100,000 blocks, or approximately every 69 days.
69 days? That's crazy. Honestly, I didn't know that.
And while this was a funny number, again, the security became an issue.
So Dogecoin forked from a fork of Litecoin, and they changed the mining reward to
go faster.
To have every, I believe it was every month. And because of that, the network security of Dogecoin went down really quickly because the block rewards went down really quickly. And that was one of the main reasons why they needed to hard fork to switch on merge mining with Litecoin, so that the Dogecoin network wouldn't be easily attacked because it had the hash power of Litecoin network. And also one of the reasons why I stuck with Bitcoin's halving schedule, because I know Litecoin also needed the time for its fee structure to develop. So Litecoin follows Bitcoin exactly in terms of halving every 4 years.
And
I promise that music's not me, by the way. That's totally him doing it all. So it's a YouTube song, and yeah, it's kind of whatever. I don't like how he puts it in the middle of them talking, but why 69 days? So you guys got to remember, Dogecoin is a meme coin, right? And it's meant to be it was meant to be a joke. So I'm assuming the 69 days is probably intentional, just from, the child in us, I guess, that loves that number for whatever reason, but is what it is. All right, let's continue.
By the way, unlike Bitcoin, unlike Litecoin, Dogecoin does not have a finite supply, meaning it has an unlimited supply, and with 1 minute block times, that means 14.4 million new Doge enter the market every day.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, so does Ethereum, though. Ethereum also has an unlimited supply, but as you guys know, with proof of stake coming and proof of work going away, there's way less Ethereum on the market today. So, which would have been today if it stayed to be proof of work versus going proof of stake, but that's interesting.
It means 14.4 million new Doge enter the market every day. Now, with the next Litecoin halving happening later this week, how does Charlie Lee think this halving will affect price? And for perspective, we all remember what Pomp said in our interview on our channel about Bitcoin's halving.
I think the price will go up, right? I mean, you basically have a supply shock to an asset. That supply shock, cutting in half of the incoming daily supply, obviously, if the demand stays the same, not even increases, just stays the same, then you are going to have the price go up over time because there's less Bitcoin coming into the market every day for the same amount of people who want that Bitcoin.
Now,
that little short was like a 5-hour energy shot, by the way. That was really good, actually.
Litecoin founder begins by echoing something similar.
So in terms of how that affects the market, the idea is that
the price, right? We're talking about the price now, price of Litecoin or Bitcoin when it comes to the halving. Yeah, go ahead.
The idea is that the mining reward is what miners get paid, and miners, for the most part, sell all their coins that they mine right away to pay for their electricity. So they're just making profit off of that, the difference between the electricity they pay versus the amount of coins they mine. So
unless you're stupid like the rest of us here, how many of you guys actually sell everything you mine every day or like every week or whatever? Because I know for a fact that like most of us only sell what we have to cover what we have to cover, and then we try to hold the rest of it, and then we just watch it go all the way up. We get all this like excitement, and then we just hit a wall and just right down. we just ride it down. So I mean, it's happened to me quite a few times, unfortunately. But let me know what you guys do. Do you guys actually sell everything on a consistent basis, or do you guys only sell what you have to sell, or do you just hold it all and hold like through the whole coaster up and down every time?
Most miners will need to sell the coins right away, otherwise, because they don't have enough money to pay for electricity and buy more miners. So if the number of Litecoins they mine gets halved, the selling pressure will be halved from the miners because they will be selling less Litecoins. And the buying pressure is the same. If the demand for Litecoin is the same, then the price should go up. If there's less selling and same amount of buying. And a lot of times in anticipation of that, the market would react positively before the actual event.
So if you're a subscriber to this channel, you already knew this. That's basic supply and demand. But just looking at Litecoin's price, even though the asset has been pumping into the halving, not just all year, but really for the last 6+ months, Charlie Lee thinks the real effect won't happen till months later.
This is controversial because, you and I have been in crypto since 2011, early 2011. And we've seen, all these halvings, right? So personally, do you think the price rise or the anticipation, do you think the price jump happens before the halving or after the halving? Because there's some anecdotal evidence that the price rise is actually more meaningful after the halving. What's your take? At least that's my opinion.
I think the fact that miners will be selling less Litecoin is the effect is quite minimal. I think the price, it's mostly speculation right now. So the price being what it is, it's mostly speculation, not less so because of miners selling. So a lot of times the price would rise before the halving because people are speculating that it will rise after the halving. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's hard to predict. This year, Litecoin price has risen a bit before the halving.
Yeah,
I think not as much as the last halving, if I remember correctly. And a lot of times the market, like what's happening with the market, will override the halving kind of tendencies. So if we're in a bear market,
you mean the broader crypto market,
the broader
Bitcoin and all the other crypto coins,
macroeconomics of crypto. Litecoin follows Bitcoin for the most part. So if Bitcoin's not doing well, Litecoin's not going to be doing well for the most part.
We did discuss some of this about 2 weeks ago. We warned you. Crypto expert gives shocking Litecoin halving price prediction. But just looking historically on Litecoin's price and every halving thus far, we see Litecoin price pumped into the halving and then dumped after. Pumped into the halving, then dumped after. Yes, eventually price went up because of the fundamentals. But remember, fundamentals tend to affect the market or an asset in the long run, while TA and traders tend to control the markets in the short run. Meaning so many traders bought the asset months prior and then sold on the news, bought the rumor, sold on the news, and just looking at Litecoin's price today, this line is actually not a halving, but the start of 2023, this year, we see for not just this whole year, but really for the last 6 months, Litecoin's been pumping into the halving. If you hold cryptocurrency, make sure you subscribe.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. Shout out to Altcoin Daily for that video. All right, what I want to talk about with Litecoin now is this guy, Mr. Geek of All Trades. Actually, we'll go to his channel quick. If you guys aren't subbed to Geek of All Trades, oh, there we go. All right, let's see. If you guys aren't subbed to him, go check him out. This is, again, Geek of All Trades. He is part of Misfit Mining. And, yeah, he had an interview with the Locotech guy. I watched this whole thing. It was pretty interesting and kind of, I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing because I kind of feel bad. I want you guys to go watch it on his channel, or at least go give it a like and try to watch it again if you can after we watch it here. But I do want to get to a point where he kind of asks about some things and it's kind of interesting. So I want to know what you guys think about it. And I apologize if it's a bit loud, but we're gonna see how it goes here. And let me know if I need to turn down the volume. Let's do it. Mr. Go, you sure you don't care if I play this? I feel bad. I don't want to take like your brand new video you just dropped and share it with everybody here. I feel terrible about it. All right, let me see. Let's start, and then if you don't mind, we'll play the whole thing. But he said, "Sorry, working on getting a better mic for next time." Oh, dude, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it, for real. Yeah. So Locotech. So the whole point behind this like 400% thing, this hash blade that they are claiming to have is supposed to be 400% more, or it's like I think he said 396 or something, or 76% more than the miners that we have out, like efficiency wise. So it's kind of interesting, but my huge red flag is just, you'll see it. You'll see what he brought. Let's just put it that way.
All right, I got 4 hours of film. Think we can do it 4 hours?
4 hours of film.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So, guys, I'm here with Ben with Locotech, and we're here to talk about their amazing script miner. So, Ben, tell me a little bit about yourself, and what do you got here?
All right, my name is Ben McCloskey. I'm co-founder of Locotech, and we're bringing a new script ASIC to market that roughly beats the L7 by a little under 400% on a higher node.
Beats it by 400%?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not a little under 400%.
Right.
It's easier to say that than like 378 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you do
Main question: how does he know it's 400% if it doesn't technically work yet?
that?
Well, we have custom circuitry in our ASIC, which is currently going through validation. So we did an MPW run at Global Foundries on the 12 nanometer LP Plus node.
Okay.
And that's what is actually on our little demo USB unit. So we can actually, test the silicone and make sure it functions before we actually come to market.
That's fantastic.
So, and then
this is what they brought to Mining Disrupt. This is supposedly the hash blade. I don't know what's happening here. The spider legs of centipede legs. There's like a million antennas on this thing. I don't understand why there's a million antennas on this thing, but this is what he brought. It was a briefcase, and then Geek of All Trades said the only thing he was missing is handcuffs that like actually tie him to this briefcase. It was like a little Pelican case, just one of those waterproof things. But I don't know why they didn't have anything running, which is kind of strange, but whatever.
And once we have validation in place, then we'll be able to open up for pre-sales with, have high degree of confidence it's going to function as we have promised.
So that's kind of cool. Kind of see all the stuff, but interesting. I don't know.
Okay. So, and this is the hash blade, right?
This is the hash blade, yeah. Right. So this is basically, simply put, take it with a grain of salt, but this is basically a blown up design of each tile. So this is about 8x bigger, and we're testing this, and it's 1/255th of it. Okay. So basically you can condense this chip down, by factor 8 to make it more dense, and then it's also going to be, times by 255 for the final commercial.
And it's going to essentially fit on, it's like the footprint of a GPU.
Yeah. The hash blade will actually be, it's almost the size of a stripped down 3080 with nothing on it, with 128 ASICs on it.
Wow.
All communication will go over the PCIe.
128 ASICs on a stripped down like 3080, basically. You said that's what it's going to look like. That's insane.
Lane, but it won't be powered by the PCIe.
Okay.
So we'll have two 8-pin auxiliary power plugs in the back, and you can use 8-pin or 6-pin.
Okay.
So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be, just for stats, it'll be about 145 watt plus or minus, and around 2 gigahash of hash rate.
145 watts. So that's probably not going to need fans for cooling?
No,
what the hell is this? What is this, Geek of All Trades? Is that a chip? Is that supposed to be the chip?
We're looking to not even put heat sinks on each ASIC because each ASIC is only it'll only be consuming about 1.04 watts.
Wow. Yeah. So
1.04 watts on each ASIC. That's wild. So there's no heat sinks on it. What? Oh, that's the blueprint. Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't want to get into the secret sauce, but how do you get it? How do you get the power so low? Like, what's the secret behind it, man?
Well, I'm a CFO.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not the one designing the ASIC, but it is a secret sauce, and it's custom design that allows us to do that.
That's very cool. So, awesome. How long did it take you to get to where you're at now?
Well, a long time. I mean, we started this process in 2019. We had our first design, which a lot of people talk about, but it wasn't dense enough for resale. And so we went back to the drawing board, and we were able to, knock out some even more efficiency, and that's what we have here.
Okay.
Now,
so and that was the bulldozer? Is that what they called it?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So I had a couple.
Yeah, that was the big deal. Like the bulldozer thing was their first thing they tried to make, and it didn't really go through well.
People comment or ask me about that specifically, and they said, oh, well, they took people's money and left with it, and I kind of explained, no, that's not true. Can you kind of shed light onto that?
Yeah, so when we first started raising money, I mean, there's no other script ASIC on the market, and so we came up with this because a lot of people are talking about dev fee. I mean, dev fees are still even quite used today.
Oh, yeah.
But we wanted to lower the barrier to entry and allow people to buy the miner for cheaper, and we were taking the hash rate on the back end so people could do it. And then if a new, like the L7 came out, so we just got rid of that because they had increased efficiency, which would have been more competitive for us just to sell it as a full miner instead of taking the dev fee.
Oh, so that makes way more sense now. So the L7 actually undercut what they were doing and made it was more efficient and or close to more efficient and just better in general. So like them trying to sell some random ass miner over a Bitmain L7 was like not a good chance. That makes way more sense actually. I wish you just said that from the beginning.
So we wanted to do better for the industry to lower the barrier to entry by us earning on the back end, but we're not going that path now, so we turned that off.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So yeah, like that's like I said, I wish he just said that from the beginning because that would have made people, or at least myself, a little bit more I guess trusting of this guy. But it's still one of those things. It's going to be controversial until they can prove that it's working. We're not going to really think it's legit, I guess. Just I don't know. Crypto's there's too many scams in crypto. If you're not like speculative on things that aren't happening yet, or like I guess nervous about them being fake or a scam, then I mean you could be a fool, right? And you don't want to be caught with your pants down, basically.
You did not have customers invest. You didn't have customers
we only
give
have
you money
investors.
For pre-sales or anything like that. Okay.
No,
see, just clearing that up, guys. That makes sense.
So back in
so they didn't take money from pre-sales, Mr. Geek of all trades. That was great. I'm glad you cleared that up, actually.
2019, when we started this process, we raised 110 million NOK, which is roughly about $13.5 million. And we have not taken anybody's money until validation has actually come back and, shows that this ASIC will perform as promised.
Hold on. I'm rewinding that. I want to hear what he just said about the money.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So you did not have customers invest. You didn't have customers give you money for pre-sales or anything like that. Okay. See, just clearing that up, guys. That makes sense.
So back in 2019, when we started this process, we raised 110 million NOK, which is roughly about $13.5 million. And we have not taken anybody's money until validation.
You just said until. They've not taken enough of anybody's money until. So they didn't refund the money from the bulldozers. They still have it or had it, and they're using it now.
Has actually come back and shows that this ASIC will perform as promised. So
that's impressive.
It's quite a different way of doing things, but I understand people's concerns given the industry we're in.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No one ever does that. So
yeah. There's something new that like you're putting your money where your mouth is, but it's your money. It's not their money. Yeah. So
it's not his money, right? Am I wrong? Did I read that wrong? Is it not his money? Didn't he say he just used the money that they had, more or less? What was it? VC money? Is that what they call it? I don't even know. Sorry, real quick. CCXD. No, the money they raised is not from customers. It's from investors. Okay, so it's VC investors that have had the money. Oh, so they moved it from the bulldozer fund to the new now Hashblade fund because basically the bulldozer just got nixed. I get it. Okay.
Important.
Makes
yes,
sense.
correct.
So it's not like deal. Community money.
So what else can you tell us about Locotech or about, you know, your projects or your initiative, or what else you got going on?
Well, I mean, the main focus right now.
Goat was like, I just lost my train of thought. What the hell are we doing here? Can you talk about something else until I think of the next question?
Now, as I mentioned, is validation. And we should be, we just found an anomaly, and it should be coming out. We have a little bit of delay on the validation, but we're still pushing forward with that. And yeah, it'll be done hopefully soon. So.
Can you explain a little more about the validation? Is this a third party so that you're not talking your own numbers, somebody's validating your numbers for you?
Yeah.
So this was the area that I was kind of like, huh, like this, it's kind of strange. It's different, but it's also good, I guess, right? They want somebody else to verify the numbers and that they work, and that way they have like a public record of somebody else using it, and it's not like their company saying like, or vouching for themselves basically, because no one's going to trust that at the end of the day. But yeah, let's just hear what he has to say about it. It's kind of interesting, I guess.
Well, it's subcontracted out for the testing.
Okay.
So
okay.
So we do have our lead designers and stuff that they're working with the subcontracted guys, because that way they understand it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's multifaceted that's going through the testing process.
Sure. So you've tested it, you know it works. Yeah. You're just showing the world that somebody else knows it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't.
That thinking right there is what got me. Like, wait. So when you said he knew he tested it, and he knows it works, and then he kind of like stumbled about it. Does he know it works though? I just rewinded it a little bit. Let's hear that again.
Contracted guys, because that way they understand it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's multifaceted that's going through the testing process.
Sure. So you've tested it, you know it works. Yeah. You're just showing the world that somebody else knows it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know it works until validation is complete.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
That's what fucked with me. Is that kind of weird? That's kind of weird. But dude, Goat, you did a great job in this interview for sure.
That is why we're waiting for validation to come in, to be able to tell the market and be like, hey, this is coming to market. We're going to open pre-sales then, and you know, this will be the expected time frame. Update people when we'd be expecting to start delivering. And I mean, we'll even have early releases of like the alpha versions to start getting it out and stuff as we're going through the process, through the environmental testing and bring the ASIC after tape out. So,
and this is just like a stepping stone, right? So I mean, script.
So like the thing, like why didn't they test it internally as well? Like, why couldn't he confidently say, yes, we know it works? That's what threw me for a loop when I was watching this. It's just weird, right? You need a software team for the ASIC. Okay, interesting. So like, there's got to be some things behind it that I just don't understand as to why their company wouldn't test it before they sent it out, like just to get like, okay, this definitely works. But I don't know. It's still proof of concept until found it works. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Game with Smokey Dan. All right, let's finish this up.
You should be able to revise this process or this, chip for other algorithms and other cryptos.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, you can definitely, copy and paste a lot of the stuff that's in the ASIC, but I mean, first and foremost, we want to bring our first ASIC to market.
Sure, yeah.
But, I mean, we do have more grander plans going after different algorithms, but,
we
want to put this in our pocket.
Yeah. Why'd you start with Script?
Start with Script because we're big believers in Litecoin and Dogecoin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dogecoin came out of nowhere. No one would have expected how well it's done over the last few years, despite the high volatility. But Litecoin, the numbers are just phenomenal right now. I mean, even on BitPay, Litecoin's #1 used for utilization, and that's what we like about it, because people are willing to spend Dogecoin, Litecoin, and this is me personally, but nobody's going to spend Bitcoin.
Right.
Nobody wants to go out and buy a Coke, and then that Coke costs $100 the next day.
Yeah.
If a bull market all of a sudden shows out,
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? That was a very valid point that he made. Then that makes total sense. The USB device is just a proof of concept, says Geek of All Trades. They will not be selling a USB miner. Some people ask me that too. Really? I thought they were selling a USB miner. Okay, well, that was, you know what? Because he said that it was going to be at Mining Disrupt, but he didn't bring that. He brought the briefcase with the half a hash blade or whatever that is. Weird, though. Why did he mention the USB miner? I don't know why the hell he didn't just... I don't know why they wouldn't sell a USB miner, because that would be dope. Like, think about it. The little Gecko Science USB 350 gigabyte like miners for a Bitcoin. Like, imagine having one of those for Litecoin and Doge that just absolutely kills it. Like, just a shit ton of hash rate. Like, you're getting like the L7 on a little USB stick. Like, that would be so freaking cool. That is the USB. All right, so that is the USB miner, the one that's in the thing. Interesting. Okay, so I'm super confused, actually, Geek of All Trades. Why why was he referring to it as the hash blade then? That's what I'd like to know. Let me know in the chat. All right, let's finish this up.
Everybody wants that, and they want, you know, I think that kind of has a problem with how everyone says it's going to go to 1 million, it's going to go to 10 million. You don't really hear people saying that about Litecoin.
Yeah.
You know, everyone, they expect, yeah, it should climb in value, but hey, I'm willing to spend it. And that's what we want to push with the cards, because, you know, people can buy a hash blade, and that's why we wanted to use this platform, to where they buy a single hash blade, they throw it in their extra PCIe lane in their tower, and now they're earning daily income, day in, day out. And even if it's a kid, he can use that money for, you know, buying skins in a game, or he can go buy some candy. You know, Litecoin's up, and it starts getting utilized, and we want that.
Yeah.
And rinse and repeat. So.
Awesome. That's important. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
I mean, the creation of wealth is through utilization, not a few people holding. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's spread the wealth and not let the rich get richer.
And, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, did you want to talk about this other project a little bit?
Oh, okay. He's got another project. I don't think I listened to that part. Let's get to that in just a second. But all right, let me read this. So Geek of All Trades said, he said it has a USB-C port on that board, hence the USB miner. LOL. He said, but it's just a PCB with their proprietary ASIC chip installed on it. Interesting. I feel like I think they would sell a lot more USB miners if they just sold those instead of the hash blades. Am I wrong? Like, what do you guys think about that? Would you rather purchase a hash blade or well, you know, I guess that depends on the cost too, but a hash blade or a USB? What would you typically go for, right? If you had like I don't even know, what did they say it's gonna get, the hash blade? What did they say? Do you know, Mr. Geek of All Trades? I can't remember. It was like some crazy number though. Well, that was like 16 gigahash or something. But I could be totally wrong. But yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't just sell both. Like, have two options, a lesser option for people that, like, you know, can afford a USB stick versus, you know, a expensive ass hash blade. That's kind of crazy. C60, I want a full miner. Yeah, or even that, like, throw in an ASIC box a bunch of these hash blades. Like, that would be sick. That would be absolutely sick. It's like selling you one bottle of water versus a 24 pack. Too much work selling one bottle in gas. Yeah, that makes sense too, actually, DJ. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. So I mean, I get both I get both arguments, I guess. All right, let's finish this. I want to hear about this new whatever the heck you was just asking about.
So this is this is more about seeing how fast we can actually push our ASIC for that.
Oh, that's the thing with all the antennas on it.
AI block.
Okay.
We don't really have anything that we can say about it because everything's still up in the air. There's no factual evidence of us being able to make like an awesome inferencing ASIC, but I mean, initial numbers are really showing like 1 petop per second, but we have no clue what kind of revenue stream that could bring in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do a lot of real world testing once the commercial ASIC comes out for the script.
Yeah.
So it's more of like just testing. And it does help the script ASIC, but it also allows us to see what other things we can do.
What else you can do with it besides just mining crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And well, I mean, with everything in AI right now, everyone's really excited about that. So we'd be excited for if that actually comes to fruition as well. You know, with pushing the numbers that, you know, we've had theoretical talks about.
For sure.
So.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Ben. I appreciate your time.
No worries.
It's awesome.
Thanks,
guys. Make sure you go check out Mr. Geek of All Trades. He is fantastic. And if you guys want to listen to that video again, feel free. He's going to be the best up and coming. Well, he is the best up and coming YouTuber around. Just saying. Just kidding. But, well, not just kidding. Kind of. He's got a very dry sense of humor. Makes you laugh every time. So I absolutely appreciate him. And he drove all the way across town, actually, to join Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. So I appreciate that as well. You're awesome. All right. Anyways, yeah, guys, make sure you go like that. At least give him a shout out over there on YouTube on his channel. But it's kind of neat. So actually, you know what? I want to scroll back in that video quick and show this. So this right here, right? Just looking at it. So this is the new thing he's talking about, and this is the USB thing, or am I wrong? It's the same thing. It looks like we're just out these. So I'm kind of confused at what's what. Like, what's this box in the middle? Is that just this thing's inside this thing, and that's the USB, supposedly? Interesting. I don't know. You guys let me know. All I know is I can hear World War II going on upstairs. My kid's screaming. I think my daughter left. Hold on one second. Oh boy. All right. My wife had to leave and go to work. My kid's screaming at the door. So I got to get back to daddy duty, guys. Hopefully you all have a good day. I will see you guys either later today or bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll try to put out a short or some sort of video at some point this week. All right, let me just real quick. They want to help control the LTC network. Kind of scary. Yeah, that is kind of scary, Mr. Geek of all trades. He said the box is the case he 3D printed on Cruza. Is that how you say that? Okay, interesting. Makes sense. All right, anyways, guys, have a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Gotta get to the kids. Later.